Right?
No.
Not Judge HuK.
Judge HuK.
HuK, I love this guy.
Judge HuK.
Yudge.
This is such a yoke.
Yudge Fudge.
Oh my god.
Sorry, Nanny. We had to. Alright, come on, Chris. Go, go, go. Turn on
Judge.
cam.
Judge.
So why,
Tell
pray
me when I
tell,
say it
did you
right.
get blocked by day 9? What terrible, heinous thing did you do?
Okay, so basically, I was in Korea, and me and
Does it
Day9
go
were like
ba-
talking all the time
No.
on Skype and stuff. We were pretty good friends. I was playing this GSL match, and he sent me replays, and he said like, "You should do these builds in GSL." I'm like, "Dude, you're a caster. Don't tell me how to play in fucking GSL."
Who was this?
Day9. And ever since that, he was really salty, and we
You
never
couldn't have
spoke
just
again.
been like, thanks, and then like said nothing else. You had to be like, no, fuck you.
No, I was really.
Nana was
just,
not.
no, I was not saying it like that in the first times.
And the
But he
Oh,
kept
did
sending
it
me
happen
replays.
multiple
Implicating
times?
this bit more.
Yeah, of course. I have patience. He was a famous man. I had to ride that fame train.
Wow.
What topic are we on?
We're talking about NaNiwa and Day9 and Husky, but before we do that, I want your like summarized opinion of Winter, and everything. Can you like give us your 2 cents?
Did you guys already cover it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to cop out too much, but I mostly agree with the TL post that was made. Just the fact that is he proven 100% guilty of this? Of course not, but it's not like a governmental issue in the U.S. It's like, is there reasonable doubt? There's a lot of reasonable doubt. I mean, is it likely that someone viciously view-botted him for over a year just to, you know, get back to him a year later and get him removed from NVIDIA? I don't think so. I mean, he's accomplished so much off of the view bots. Obviously, it's either someone that he personally hired or someone hired for him. But I mean, if I had to bet, you know, if someone gave me the choice to bet, I would definitely bet that he's guilty. Obviously.
Okay, that's cool. And do you respect him? Do you want him to leave? Do you want him to stay? What about his responses?
I mean, his responses. My first reaction would be that it's the response of someone that's guilty. I mean, it's hard to say that, because if he says I'm guilty, then that's the response of someone guilty. If he denies it, it's someone that I obviously still think is guilty, so it's a response of someone that's guilty. I just think it's very unreasonable that he pleads the like I didn't know card when it was thrown in his face every day for over a year that people thought he was view botting. I don't know what to say besides that. I just think he's guilty. I hope that he takes a step away from StarCraft 2, but we'll see if that actually happens.
So like, do we give him gigs? Do we let him do anything? Do we like try to?
I mean, it's not up to you or me, I guess.
Actually,
but
here's a question I got about this. We didn't really talk about it, or maybe you did when I was disconnecting a million fucking times and I missed it. But since we got HuK here too, what do you guys think? Did his popularity, was that what got him to Home Story Cup, do you guys think? Or what was the... Because I think that was the one I've seen the people brought up the most throughout this ordeal.
Well, it's there's a lot of things. He got the NVIDIA sponsorship. He got the Home Story Cup gig. Just alone, the donations and the actual real viewers he got off of the, you know, being... If you're the top person on SC2, you're going to get more views based on that, because people are going to say, why is everybody watching this guy? He must be doing something right. And then they watch him, give him a chance, and then maybe they like him, maybe they don't. And then on top of that, he got on front page of Twitch. I mean, there's a lot of things he benefited from, you know, doing this view botting thing. And that doesn't even count all the stuff he took away that could have gone to other streamers, or maybe like NVIDIA would have sponsored NaNiwa, or, you know, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I really need that sponsor, man.
I doubt NVIDIA would sponsor NaNiwa, but you never know.
That
Such a
$4,000
fucking
computer.
hater. Just had to say that.
So, I mean, I personally, I think it's, you know, it's like the butterfly effect or whatever, you know, just because he had the view bots, that just didn't happen. There's a ton of things that, you know, exponentially happened off of that.
But he has to have had some red flags, you know, when he saw his stream go from like 100 viewers to 1,000. Like, how can he not see this in like a year? That's just impossible to me.
Well, it's on top of that, he got accused of view botting since day one. He can't
if he truly
act and
cared
like
that
say like,
much, then he should have fucking realized.
or he should have actively like
Yeah,
said,
he should have
I am
did
getting
something
view
about
botted,
it.
I'm pretty sure. I just
Yeah,
don't know where it's coming
obviously.
from, guys. So I don't know what to say. But he didn't say that. He waited until a year later or whatever time it was, and then said,
It's like the
I
bank
didn't know.
giving you money, you know, but on accident, you don't give the money back, you know.
Yeah, and you're like, I didn't know, man. And you're
Yeah,
like, we gave
exactly.
you like $10,000. You made $2,000 before. How the fuck did you not notice you have extra $10,000?
Yeah,
We saw
exactly.
you
Like,
bought a car. Where did you think that came from? Like,
Do you
I
think
don't know.
do you think Nvidia asked him to pay them back?
No.
I don't think so. I think they just wanted
No.
him to do that PR statement, and then they would be fine.
Yes. I don't think
99% sure.
it's not worth the negative PR that could come from asking the money back to be worth it. You know.
Yeah, but
Because
they,
what happens if
they
what
paid
happens
for
if
view
Winter,
bots, man. They paid for like fake followers.
No, Winter paid for that and then he got the sponsorship. It's not
If
the same.
anything,
No, but
I
he
mean-
streamed on their channel and he got them a lot of followers and viewers.
Yeah,
But I mean, that's
they were
kind of the
happy about that
responsibility
then.
of them to look into that too. I mean, before they even sign
Yeah.
that contract. I mean, Nvidia's not gonna. They're not blindly saying like, "Oh, some popular guy reached out to us. Like, we're so desperate. Like, we're in Nvidia. We don't have popularity." Like, no, they should have done their homework if that's the case.
But you would be surprised, even at the highest level, even sponsorship deals bigger than Nvidia, where there's some companies that don't know that much about esports. They just see the numbers, they get the sales pitch, and they're like, "This makes sense. It seems like a good deal," and it's a drop in the bucket for them to throw some money at something. And they took a chance on Winter. It isn't like they signed like a 15-year deal with the kid. They said like, we're gonna give you like 6 months to a year. It's probably like less than 1% of our total sponsorship money or marketing, whatever. And then, it didn't work out and they're like, all right, we're taking it back. But I mean, to say like they would look into Winter in comparison to how big Nvidia is pretty small, I would say.
All right,
Pretty small.
that seems to cover everything. Thank you for coming on and saying your thoughts. So we'll see you next week, HuK.
All right, thank you guys. It's
No,
been
no, no,
fun.
no, no, go,
What?
go, go. I'm just trolling him. But yeah, okay, so next up we have the Twitter warfare between NaNiwa and Day9. So NaNiwa told us that Day9 really wanted them to learn to build, and then he told them.
Yeah.
So, but you weren't blocked then, right?
After that, I think I was. I just
You got
never
blocked
checked.
by Day9?
Oh, you never checked? I see.
The thing is, and I'm gonna be the super safe G guy here and say the thing is, even if I agree with NaNiwa as far as like all these tweets and the Destiny rant and everything like that, at the end of the day, Day9, Husky, whomever, Idra coming back to StarCraft 2, even if it was for a money grab, which isn't what I'm saying, but even if it was, at the end of the day, it's a good thing for StarCraft 2 and it's a good
I
thing
agree.
for most people.
Yes.
Streamers, fans, the game in general, esports, it doesn't matter. So even though we can like make all these joking tweets and everything at the end of the day, even for me and NaNiwa and whoever, and Morrow, desRow, whatever, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
It'll
I think
bring
it's a
more
good thing,
people
too.
back to the game.
Yeah.
All these YouTube followers, all the like people that watch him play Hearthstone or whatever, they're all going to come back to StarCraft 2 with him. It's still going to drive, people into the game. So I think overall,
But they
no
will
matter
also
what,
leave when they leave again.
No.
some,
Yes.
if he does leave, but
And
if he
the
does,
resources do not go back into the industry since they will
some
leave it.
will. There'll be some people that get back into Legacy of the Void through him and will stick with the game. If we're going under the premise that he's going to leave the game again, then some will stick and some will leave. But
Of
either
course,
way,
like what you're saying
positive.
makes sense. But if
Yeah.
you think about like if all of these casters come back and take all the casting gigs, then what happens to like Base Trade TV, for example, who have been working really hard, right?
So
And they would have
here's-
gotten tournament gigs and stuff. I assume. Perhaps I'm wrong since
See,
you're
that's-
here.
that's where I really hate this topic, because a lot of people are making this assumption that like, man, we're like next in line to be the fucking IEM casters or something. Like, that's not the fucking case right now is the problem. Like, we're not even getting the B stream for things like IEM. So if they can bring back someone like Day9, it's not even the thing where like I would be in a position of power to be like jealous. I wouldn't even be. I would just be like, you know what? Great. There's more people in StarCraft 2 now. Because we weren't getting these fucking jobs in the first place. And it kind of sucks, but that's a whole nother can of worms unrelated to this issue. So it's... I don't think it's fair to say like they took our gerbs or anything like that. It is I think just I think if it's something where Day 9 starts casting the
It took me
weeklies for like
there.
Go for StarCraft, that's when maybe I start getting a little bit salty, you know. But as far as the bigger events, the premier events and stuff like that, we're not casting that anyways, with or without them. So them coming back isn't going to affect that. I feel it does.
So them having like tournaments for like 6 months or a year, stealing like a huge chunk of your viewers is not a big deal, or
Well,
I don't think they would steal like, a huge chunk of our
you don't
viewers,
think
though.
so?
I don't
It's
think.
it's the same problems we're battling with right now. None of that changes, right? Like if WCS schedules an event now or 6 months from now versus Day 9 scheduling an event now or 6 months from now, it's the same problem where we just can't run events during that same time. We still have to work around it, and it sucks. But again, that's a whole nother can of worms.
Yeah, but
It's
hold on. I don't think saying stealing is the right term because if like Day 9 comes back, Husky comes back, there's NA events or even EU events, those events are going to get more viewers. Those viewers are going to give you a bigger salary. It's going to help everyone. It's going to be up to us, whoever like wants to stay after Legacy, the hype goes down. It's going to be up to us to charm the rest of the viewers and the rest of the community to stick around and not just pack and leave with Day 9 whenever he decides to go. So if they want to come back, that's fine. That helps us, but it's on us to capitalize on this income of viewership.
My point for this is it's kind of the same logic when it came to the donations I said earlier. Like people who aren't going to donate to us aren't going to donate to us regardless of where we're at. Same sort of logic with this casting gig. I definitely think it affects us. It'll affect viewership. It'll affect when we can run events. But I think you're right. Like stealing is probably not the right word for it.
Okay, I'm just. You understand my point, though.
Yeah.
I wasn't looking for the word stealing
Yeah.
so much as you're getting less viewers.
I mean, like it makes sense. Like, it's gonna suck to have some of the players. Like, for example, like it might be pity to bring up, but like, let's say yesterday I was streaming, and I was the only Protoss online. And fucking Noni is like taking off the dust and rust off his keyboard, and then I add like 300, and he had 250. If he's not there, I might have had 500. You know. And so, like, of course, like the big personalities that have like long time fans, when they come back, it sucks because you're like, well, you know, fuck you.
Well,
why are you not watching me? But,
counter-argument to that example, Desert. Let's say
you
Nani
serious?
wasn't streaming. People still may not have tuned into you anyways.
yeah, I know,
I mean,
I know that, but it's my job to like stay on after Noni and hope that they check out my stream, and then they stay forever, man. They never leave.
no, it's your job to suck up to Noni and beg him for a host.
And begging for a host? Nah, I
Yeah.
would never beg for a host, man. I'm
I
not.
don't think that's quite comparable, though.
No, I'm just
You only
teasing.
getting 200 viewers, you're like, get the fuck out.
You're dead
I
to
thought
me.
you meant like
I gave it
2K
the entire
viewers.
life to StarCraft, and he's like, get the fuck out of my stream.
Yeah. Fucking calling the DDoS, man.
Jesus. You really have no soul, man.
Yeah. By the way, I meant Noni, by the way, not you, right? You know that, right?
Yeah, I know.
Okay, just in case.
That's the exact kind of thing desRow would do.
Get him DDoS? Hell no!
He does know they could get those 200 views.
Come on, man! I would never do
Hey
that.
guys, my name is desRow. Gonna run some ads.
Patreon, baby.
Oh,
welcome
God.
to stream, guys. Gonna run
Guys,
some
make sure to
ads.
vote for Remax. It's the last day for the community show of 2014.
When I play CS:GO, my favorite thing to do is try to do desRow's intro. What is it? Do it again, desRow.
What's up, guys? My name is desRow.
Welcome to the stream. I love doing that. So good, man.
All right. So yeah, NaNiwa calling out Husky. I liked your ha 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 ha. It'll be fun to have Husky back though. I'll be
Yes, I wonder what his next song will be about.
Hey,
Oh.
but at least he won't be
Lurkers,
taking any.
lurkers. Go.
He won't be taking any live gigs.
yeah,
you
that's
know.
true.
Remember
Of
when he
course they
casted
will.
that one MLG?
Of course they will take the live gigs.
What? Husky won't. Husky
And
was
just
horrible
you
on
fucking
camera.
wait for the
Didn't
Legacy of the
you
Void
like all
launch
the
party
Red-
with White Raw against Dana. Just
Didn't he
you
do all the
fucking
Red
Yeah.
Bull junk and stuff? Like
What?
Husky wasn't he involved with all the Red Bull junk?
I don't think so.
Last year?
No, he did a few early on, not last year.
He did MLG
yeah.
with HD, and then it went horrible.
Nobody did one after that.
No,
he
he's
was with
definitely
Mr.
done
Bitter.
live events.
Yeah.
Because
Alright.
I don't know who HD is. I got in the scene like way after that guy, and I know Husky cast with him, but I've seen Husky cast with Day9 at something live. I thought it was Red Bull, but
Oh, maybe.
No,
Maybe
it was
I'm-
MLG. It was like MLG 2013 before
It's been
MLG
several
stopped caring.
Yeah.
That MLG, where you lost to stats.
Bottom line is, Day9 and Husky coming
Oh my
back.
god.
QXC finished higher than you, man.
Oh, what's wrong with you?
Wow, desRow's like a notebook of knowledge of
I don't
Naniwa's
like.
losses. Like just Naniwa's losses. He's got them written down. He's got a little clipboard next to his desk that he just that was
No,
that.
he was talking about you, I think.
Yeah, I was talking about
Me?
you, bro. Yeah,
Yeah,
QXC
you, not
finished
me.
higher than
I
you.
was defending you, dude.
Whoa, what happened to your cam?
Okay.
Okay.
Desert,
So
quit
mean.
kicking people
Thanks,
out of the
Nana.
call, dude.
No. He did that on his own.
I don't even remember that loss, but you do. Like,
Yeah.
How sad is that, desRow?
Well, I don't know, man. All right. Anyway, yeah, I think that covers it. Day 9.
No. I wanted to say one more thing. Sorry.
Yes. Sorry. Go on.
Oh yeah, you
Husky-
beat that state.
Husky and
That's
Day9, they don't need StarCraft 2. That's
Yeah.
the bottom
Did
line.
you
I
mention
think.
HD?
Husky
Before.
and Total Biscuit,
Have
haven't they
to
talked?
mention
They've
HD.
spoken before about how they actually lose money going to events because of just the time they spend there, right? When they could be making.
Well,
like,
I don't know
content on
about
YouTube
Total
or-
Biscuit for sure. I don't know about Husky anymore. But either way, Day9, like he has like a normal job. He's making his own video game. He's involved in Hearthstone. Like he doesn't need StarCraft 2. It's more like this. Despite everything, even if they're doing a cash grab, to some degree, I feel like they've earned it. You know, the same way that if Idra came back, I would be like, fuck, that sucks for me if he's streaming and I want to stream at the same time, like you might say, desRow. But at the same point, he's put in the time and work where, you know, at some point, people deserve things. And I feel
Oh,
like
yeah,
they
for sure.
deserve it.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. No, but I meant like from the point of view of being like, because it like you put in so much work and then your fans turn on you for like nostalgia. It's like you're trying to like be understanding, but it sucks at the same time, you know. So that was the point of view I was trying to bring in. I'm not salty at all. But Noni said something.
Noni's in chat, by the way.
yeah,
if
yeah,
you
yeah.
want
Noni
to
was
shout
probably
out
like, I
desRow.
can't wait till
Desro.
Desert.
No. Noni said stealing viewers from personal.
Noni just got banned.
No.
Desro, did you ban Noni?
No, I.
Damn it.
Oh
Desert,
my
unban
god,
Noni.
deleted message.
Everyone type
Hope you're
exclamation
happy,
mark
man.
help. Exclamation
Well,
mark
No,
help.
shut up.
Okay,
Alright.
I'll do it then.
Oh, god damn it. So Noni said, stealing viewers from personal stream is just the start. The Old Boys Club is already planning to kill Remax. Enjoy it while it lasts.
Oh shit, dude.
State of the game hype.
Oh wow.
Hype.
They're gonna ask Winter for his help and get those votes on the Blizzard community reward.
I voted for him, by the way. Not even kidding. Come at me, bro.
I'm so sorry, Desro, but look at this chat activity. No one will accuse you of you modding now.
Rifkin,
The chat is so alive.
mark your calendars. That was the last time you come on this fucking show.
How do I turn off the spam? Better press help to find out.
Why don't you just make it like
Help
sub
command,
only or
maybe that's-
something?
Oh,
Just turn
it's-
on sub only.
No, it's like mods that can only do this command. So fucking NaNiwa,
Can the
Rifkin.
mod stop?
Oh really?
Yes.
Hey, I'm not. My hands aren't even on the keyboard right now, bro.
Thank
I'm
you.
just saying.
Oh, well, wait. Let me test it just to make sure.
God.
Yeah, it worked.
Does it work?
Yeah. It worked.
Yeah, see, HuK, good guy,
Mario,
HuK.
did you
That's
try?
Worked.
Okay.
Yeah, I
that's-
better test it too, man.
You guys can't tell Deser's
Oh.
dying inside.
Yeah.
He's putting on a
Yep,
smile and
that
he's laughing
works.
for you, but he's really dying inside.
But
Like,
maybe because me and Morrow tried it, it stopped working for NaNiwa. NaNiwa?
Okay, let
Can you
me
check?
see.
Just to double check, 100%.
Okay.
Okay.
It works. for me.
Anyways, let's
try Desert.
let's move on.
Bring
let's
Noni
move
on the
on.
call right now.
Oh, all right.
Bring Noni on the call, desRow.
Really? I don't think I have him on Skype. What do you want to ask him?
No, you have to talk to him and explain why he's stealing your viewers.
Jesus, that was just like an example. God damn it, guys. All right, so moving on. Let's talk a little bit about IEM. It happened last weekend. Sadly, the only non-Koreans were the guys casting. Snoot almost made it, but not quite. So if you were looking for that foreigner hype, train. There was none.
Yo.
What?
Real talk, Snoot was an excellent commentator. I just wanted to throw that out there. Like, I really enjoyed that they brought him on. It sucks that he didn't play, but I was actually pretty, like, I really enjoyed hearing him talk.
Yeah, that's for sure. He's very knowledgeable. He's good looking. Speaks well. What?
Yeah, no, I agree. I was just thinking back to those pictures of that suit. Like, he wore that suit, and like everybody posted that tweet or whatever. I think it showed up in my newsfeed like 20 times.
Yeah, that's for sure. The fashion is strong. If we have Wolf talking about haircuts for 2 years, man, we can talk about the Snoot suit. So yeah, so what the fuck was that, by the way? I am like only the final was in the arena. They were like in a little like expo or whatever, in a little thing with a small stage. You guys notice that?
But I think every game was not on the main stage.
Oh really?
And then they had, so what they did was they had, every game had their own little slot. I assume they split it, so it's like a stadium, it's a circle, right? They split it in half. Main stage on this side that the finals were all on, and then the other half was like the little sectioned off expos. So they had StarCraft 2, LoL, CSGO, whatever. And then when I thought it was really interesting because they did the finals, and all the finals were played on the same main stage, and then they just had it recording. So not only do you get the live audience that you want for everything, you also get the viewership will leak over too. So you never have like CSGO competing with LoL or with StarCraft 2 or Dota 2 or whatever, which is a good way to drive viewership, whether it's in person or on Twitch, to your finals.
Well, they use hosting. This is the first time I've ever seen a big organization use hosting properly. I thought that was really fucking cool. Like, a lot of the CSGO viewers, they fucked off and left immediately. They couldn't be bothered with StarCraft 2. But, I mean, you had that big initial spike. Some people definitely stuck around. Then StarCraft itself built up for that 100K finals because they stopped hosting, I think, like, 2 games in or something like that. I can't remember when they stopped hosting. But it was actually the first time, and I've been pushing. I really wanted organizations to start using hosting forever ago. You know, have WCS EU host WCS America and that sort of jazz. So the fact that IEM did the main stage rotations, I thought were really cool because it guaranteed that StarCraft got a really cool finish. And then B, they actually hosted for the online audience. That was so fucking cool.
When you first started this rant, I was thinking you meant like host, like in person, like a host.
No, like slash.
And I was like,
sorry.
I was like, what? And then I was like, oh, I get it now.
Yeah, I'm the first person who said, you know, Red Eye should be up there hosting. Fucking...
Apparently, the Spodek arena, the whole arena, was for all 3 days.
Oh, really?
And then they split the finals. I kind of liked their setup better last year because it was like everything was next to each other. But then again, it's annoying sometimes because like you see them build workers and then it's like cheering crazy. You're like, God damn it, guys.
I like this setup this year.
Yeah.
Even if they use LoL. I mean, LoL kind of makes sense. I would use LoL or CSGO just because they have to set up 5 booth areas, you know? Where StarCraft 2, it's only 2 people. You know what I'm saying? Like CSGO's is gonna have 5 players for each team, and there's multiple teams. Same thing with LoL. Whereas StarCraft 2, it's just individual, so it kind of makes sense, I guess.
You know, for CS:GO, they had like the comms. They had like 2 different streams for like the communications.
Comms?
Yeah, the comms, like the calls. The calls in game, the comms, communications.
Comms?
It's short.
Spell it.
C-O-M-S.
Oh, comms. Comms.
Christopher, please.
Comms. I thought you were saying comms, man.
Anyhow, so they had that. I wish they would have like they could have brought back like a personal stream for StarCraft, like first person
They had
view.
the fucking keyboard, man.
Oh yeah, that was really cool with the sound, dude. That was
that was so lame. That was
it
so
fucking
bad.
it tripped me out. I had the stream open and I hear like click 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 click.
Yeah,
and
you
look
think
around
like
me.
a
I'm like,
stream
what the
in the
fuck was
background.
that?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
think there's
exactly.
another stream going on, and then you
Yeah.
check all your tabs, and you're like, no, and then it happens again. You're like, God damn it, I just checked.
And then
I
you're
thought,
like,
what
oh
could
my
they
god,
do?
that's so cool.
That was just totally failed, to be honest.
No,
This-
I thought it was okay.
I
thought it
think
was okay.
No.
I think the sound was
Yeah.
kind of. I think the sound didn't need to be there, but it was cool to have.
They were trying to do something that like they did with the comms or the comms, as desRow would say, but they can't do that. in StarCraft 2. It's not like Zest's gonna be like fucking in his booth like
Doing
take that, you
commentary.
little dirty bitch. I'm gonna fuck you. Like it just won't happen.
By the way, there's
Hey guys, it's Damn it, I am.
Fuck you, Riff. By the way, I think it's Riff that brought it up was the sound issues. There was like
Oh,
crackling
man.
in the mic. The sound was
It was
delayed.
delayed by like 3 seconds in some instances.
Yeah.
Oh, it was. I don't know what happened with that. That production fell apart from that. Like, sound is such a big deal. When you see a siege tank fucking shoot, and then 3 seconds later it's like boom, it just takes away from it. Like there's it. I couldn't. It was so hard to get over that. I ended up opening up a second stream and like pause and pause, pause and pause, until it synced up with the other stream I had open for audio. Ugh.
Problems with IEM. I don't believe this.
Sound problems with IEM.
Overall,
Sound
is
problems with
this?
IEM. What is this?
overall, I thought it was a very good event.
Yeah, for sure.
I agree.
So
It
for
was
the,
amazing. Like the finals was so hype, man. Even though it was a PvP, it's still like so many viewers, and that crowd was absolutely sick.
yeah,
And
you're
the games were
I'm-
good too.
yeah.
I'm really
Like,
glad that
long
that
macro
Matrix down to
games.
that.
Mhm.
It was just amazing.
Like, I really thought that would,
Maynard
like-
casting.
yeah.
Maynard casting. Can you let me speak here? Maynard casting. Like that final was really amazing for PvP guys.
Are you sarcastic or?
No, I'm not sarcastic. It was
It's
I-
hard
I-
to tell with Swedish people. You guys
No,
always
I-
say it so monotone. It's like, is he trolling or is he serious or what?
Yes,
I'm
that
fucking
Maynard
sure
is
here,
a
man.
basic
No, I
caster.
for real this time. Like it was a
believe
PvP.
this.
Everyone expected shit probably, but the final was really good. At least I liked it a lot.
I did too.
Yeah. Okay. Good. You can talk again, guys.
I'm pretty sure you
I'll
will
be
bring
I'll be
Husky
quiet
on
for the
this
rest
play.
of the show. Don't worry.
You'll have your moment on the shoutouts tomorrow. Now just fucking go get some food or something.
It's like every time I try to talk, it's like at least 2 other guys try to interrupt me all the time. Jesus Christ, guys! Holy shit! Yeah, this is why I don't talk, guys.
Morrow making a stand for himself. He's had enough.
Yeah,
Oh.
man. I take this shit anyway. I've been here like every week trying to gain some respect. And I thought I would finally get it, but no. Still can't talk.
Still can't talk.
Oh, yeah. So anyway, Morrow, thank you so much.
Proceed.
Actually, okay, I remember what I was gonna say. Maynard was called out on Reddit for not being that good, actually.
So-
okay, go ahead, Rifkin. I won't cut you off.
Okay, my point's short. I think it's one of those things where a lot of people, you see Apollo, you see sort of the veterans that are the folks who've been at IEM so long, and in comparison, yeah, Maynard's not nearly as good as Apollo. But holy fuck, Maynard brought so much hype. I just kind of felt that really bridged any gap in between. That's just my thought personally.
I think Maynard's like a fantastic. He has a fantastic voice, and like you said, for hype, it's really good. The problem I saw, and I think if you guys rewatch the VOD, you would see this as well. His non-Terran games have a lack of understanding, and I say that in the most respectful. Like, I think he's a great caster, and I think he should be a regular person at every big event. But I think he does need to work on. I don't know what race he plays, but I would guess he has most experience with Terran. Because every time I listened to him and he casted a Terran game, it seemed like he could talk more from, experience and a lot of more analytical stuff and actually add stuff to like in-game depth. But when he casted like a PvZ or something, he kind of lacked a little bit on that side. He still was really hype and he had a great voice, but if I personally could message him or I was friends with him, I would say he should work on a little bit his Protoss and Zerg understanding of the game.
Yeah.
Does anybody actually know what race he does play?
I think it's a Terran player. But that stuff is, I would argue, the easy part. Casting just seems so natural for him.
Wait, I'm gonna interrupt
he's,
you here, Morrow. I got something to say. I'm just kidding. Go ahead, man.
Jesus fucking Christ. As I was saying, his voice is just great and he's so hyped and you can really see the passion. I think that's the fundamental part. That's what really defines a caster in my opinion. And that stuff about learning the game, he can just do that. But I think he has the potential to become probably the best StarCraft 2 caster. But that's just my opinion, man. like he sounds like a real caster, you know. When you watch games, when
I
you
mean-
watch games like Counter-Strike, for example, you can really hear the difference in the casters. You know what I mean? Or
The-
like
the
League of
excitement.
Legends.
The excitement.
Yeah, the
and passion.
excitement and so on. It feels like you're watching a real sport. Whereas in StarCraft 2, sometimes it feels like you're listening to, you know,
Casters are as
them
dead as
just
the game.
yeah, they're like talking about the game, but yeah, I
think-
don't feel the excitement these days.
Give us
And
an example.
it's very refreshing.
Name some names, Morrow, so we can put it
Give
on
some
fucking
names.
Reddit.
I actually want to touch on what HuK was saying though about the less knowledgeable other matchups though. I think that's kind of unfair because he was put up in a lot of other matchups. You look at someone like Todd, for example. He's a fucking amazing caster when it comes to Protoss versus anything. I bet you Todd still stumbles and isn't exactly super Mr. Go-To God when it's, say, a TVT or something. Everyone's got their match that they're most comfortable with, and classically, events have been really good at matching people with that. You know, like they'll put Nathanius on Terran games. They'll put, you know, Moonglide on Zerg games type thing. I'm not saying this wasn't happening because Maynard's new, but I think if he was doing more events, they would find his expertise a lot better, and I think things like being less knowledgeable at other matchups would be a lot less noticeable as well.
Yeah, but that's why I felt like they should have had Todd or Rotterdam or Jeff casting PvP finals. It doesn't make sense to me where you have like many choices to put a strong Protoss, you know, player on the PvP finals, and you're gonna have. I think Paulo played Terran and Zerg for the most part, and Maynard played Terran. It just doesn't make sense to me.
But I don't think that's important at all for finals to be analytical or anything.
Yeah, I agree
Like
with
I
you.
think
it
I
makes
think
it
it-
more exciting to, you know, like these
Not
casters
have
don't
any
know what
idea
they're
what's
talking
happening.
about. They have no idea who's gonna win. That's why it's so exciting. If we listen to Todd, like, oh well, he's gone for this gas at
No, he's-
450, so there's gonna be DTs in 5 minutes, and this other guy's built a pylon over here, so he's dead. And then later it just happens. And it's
You know what?
totally no excitement at all.
No, I
know
actually
what I
have
mean?
Morrow though, because like you take something like Cats. When you listen to Cats when he was doing casting a while ago, that was the thing. It was a lot of like, okay, this game's over at 4 minutes, and
Yeah, but
some people really like that
that's a
style. But I
mistake.
think the hype is more important for the finals. Other matchups, okay, maybe not as much, but definitely
But-
for the.
But why can't you have both best of the worlds? You know, like Todd Maynard. You know, you got the analytical part, and then you also got the hype guy. Like, I think it's definitely a mistake. A caster should never, like, especially a final, you never go into it and say, like, well, this is over, and you're at, like, the 5-minute mark or something. That's obviously very lame, and that's a big mistake of the caster. But at the same time, I think having both of those parts in a cast is really fun.
Yeah,
Let's,
I agree for like all types of casting, but not the grand finals of the world championship. Then I think the most hype, passionate casters is the ones with most experience. They're the ones who should be doing it, in my opinion. We talked about this during BlizzCon as well, and I said this too, that you should just bring the best
Let's
for,
try
you know,
Nata-
for the casuals, you know.
Yeah,
let's
I understand that.
let's drag Nathanius in for a quick review of Ray Maynard.
Oh shit!
Morrow, you get to talk even less now. I feel like every time Morrow talks, we should leave like a 10-second gap before and after he finishes, just to be sure. Just like a really awkward silence, like, and he just sits there and he's like, "I'm done."
I
And
feel
then-
bad
do
because
you hear
everything
a
I
big
keep
difference,
talking over
Huck?
Morrow for is like me agreeing with him, and I was like, I should probably just shut up and let him say. it.
Can Morrow talk so I can interrupt him real quick?
Hey, Nathanius.
Okay, I can start talking
Or-
about my
That's
day a
exactly
little
what I
bit
was
here.
looking for. Excellent. So,
Can
no,
you
I just
increase your volume just a little bit?
yeah, I'm using a separate headset's microphone because
Okay.
I really like my headset for listening. So is this better?
Yeah, it works well. What's up?
All right. So I just feel like it's important to mention because this is basically very similar to the type of feedback that I got when I started casting, and I think it's obviously legitimate, but this comes down to Maynard not getting too much stuff to do. So because I heard a lot about it, and I think he did a fantastic job. Like the hype and the passion is there, etc. And hopefully that's something that sticks with him. But I wouldn't fault him too much for it because like it's very easy to get caught up in that. Like when I did like my first event, and you know Apollo recognized that, like didn't take offense to it or whatever, like when I did my first one, because really, when you have someone that hasn't had the opportunity, I guess like I was at the beginning, or someone like Maynard who doesn't have the opportunity very often because, you know, he only did, 2 events all year, then you end up with, you know, somebody that's going to be more excited than they otherwise normally would. It's easier to get the passion going, and in that case, it's more likely than not going to override a lot of the other stuff that you would think about when you're casting. So I don't think it's something that he really gets shit over, because he doesn't. It's not like he does it.
We're not
often
we're
enough
not giving him shit though.
like
We're
that.
saying it was great. We
No,
love
no,
it.
but
We
on
wish
Reddit-
it
Yeah,
was
I
more.
just wanted to make sure that for the negative comments people had, that at least somebody says, you know, at least someone says it, because from that position I can totally understand why people would have those complaints, but you know, that's at least maybe a bit of Maynard's perspective possibly.
So, as a full-time caster, I want to ask you a question. Do you think because of that we should rotate in more new casters, so there's like a level of hype and excitement more in the SC2 commentary section, or what?
Well, you can't answer that.
I don't think that's. I mean, it's not like I don't think that's necessarily a terrible idea. The whole thing should be that if the game scene is doing well and you have tournaments in each region, then the tournaments are either like spread out, but people are obviously not like being like basically like being forced to take every single job, like every single gig all around the world, and people can spend more time studying for the individual tournaments they're doing. But I don't know. I feel it comes down to how much stuff there is, because the more that people are casting, the harder it is. But some people, like, I guess myself to an extent, like I do a lot of stuff, right? So it has like I don't get crazy hyped anymore when I do stuff unless it's like a really fucking big tournament like BlizzCon, for example.
Yeah,
It's
I
just,
think.
it's just more difficult, or if the game is actually like insane, you know.
Well, it would be horrible anyways if we had two people that were really hyped. But having someone really, really hyped and then having someone that isn't.
I want to talk about something that we haven't talked too much about. What? What?
Guys,
NaNiwa, would you like to say something?
I'm done.
Wait, was NaNiwa gonna say something?
Yes.
Oh, my man. You
This
go
is why
ahead.
we
Wondering
shouldn't-
how he was preparing
Oh.
Nathania, since he says that he needed to prepare a lot.
Oh. Oh.
How do you prepare
mean-
then, Nathanias?
Oh, my favorite way to prepare is just to play, man, because you fucking see what the most popular bullshit builds people are doing are.
So you think you see the most popular builds in Master League?
Talking to a grandmaster? Excuse you,
stuff
NaNiwa?
like that trickles down, man. People talked about like Terran versus Terran being slow and shit, but if you play a lot of TVT on the ladder, then you notice pretty quickly, you know, whether it's NAGM or, you know, Korean Master League, you notice pretty quickly that where builds are trending towards. Like, I mean, I'm okay with you taking that shot at me because, you know, I've got nothing to hide in that department. So
No, I just
I
mean in general.
appreciate the underhanded compliment, but outside of that,
That's bad.
if you're studying for a tournament, then the only thing you realistically need to do is look at who's performing the best and has a good chance of making it to top 8, and
But
then
there's
watch
many
any
things you
VODs
could
of their
study,
games.
right? Like history between players who are going to play each other, so you can like talk
Yeah.
about that kind of stuff.
They do
Who
that.
usually wins, stuff like that.
Alugalac and stuff. But
Yeah,
I mean,
it's very easy to track that stuff, and pretty much every commentator will at
But it
least
seems so
check the legal-
rare, so rarely used. You know, it's not every tournament that I see like interesting
think-
history like that.
I think most casters do look up Alugalac stats and stuff.
Oh, actually, I want to bring up something real quick while we're on this topic. The guy making the threads for IEM on Team Liquid deserves, like, I don't know what he deserves, man. He fucking-
Lorning? Dude,
Yeah.
Lorning
You
is
wanna-
the
you wanna
fucking
bring him
god
into
of
the
live
call as
reaction
well?
threads.
Does he, do you have him on Skype?
I was fucking being sarcastic because there's too many people in the call. But
Shut up! So here's the... Oh, this is gonna die. Holy shit.
it
fuck.
looks like a pyramid scheme in Skype right now.
Actually, it does, yeah, trickle down.
Shut up. All right, so here's the thing. I'll just link it. I'll show it quickly. It's like the GIFs of all the players, their form versus the opponent race, their odds versus opponent race, head-to-head, offline form, with all the little GIFs. Like, look how fucking beautiful that looks, man. This is masterpiece, don't you think so? But
Yeah, I
this,
did see it. I have seen this. Yeah.
yeah, it's really cool. So good job
The
to
thing is,
Lorning.
Lorning does this with everything, though. It's not just like IEM and he made one special thread. Like, he does this for everything. If desRow threw a big tournament, he'd fucking have the stuff for desRow, and he doesn't even ask. He just fucking does it. Like Lorne is like the Team Liquid unsung hero. I feel.
Yeah. So shout out to him.
Doesn't he run the small VOD thread as well?
Yes.
Oh
Like he
god.
posts the
Yeah,
links
he
of
fucking
almost every
timestamps mods and
tournament.
shit. Yeah.
It's fucking amazing what he does.
God amongst men. Last bit, Nathanius. One thing we haven't talked about too much is fucking IM going over their, like, you know, because usually like they'll give the final to like their most, like, they'll be loyal and they'll give it to like Kelleris or Apollo, and then this time we had Maynard. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think that was a good move? Would you rather have Maynard Roddy or Maynard Todd, or what are your thoughts? Nathanius, if you can speak your mind.
That's a pretty silly question for me to try to answer.
Yeah?
The easy answer for me to give you is that it makes a lot of sense for ESL to at least have Apollo as, you know, like their forefront only does StarCraft guy. He only does StarCraft for ESL, and like it's very obvious that he's very, passionate when you see the work he does, whatever, blah 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 blah. Basically, he's the StarCraft guy. If you're IEM and you're trying to sell your StarCraft product, you want the guy that's the face of your StarCraft product to be involved as much as humanly possible. So there's absolutely no reason why ESL wouldn't put Apollo there, because it's not like he's going to do a bad job, right? And but for other tournaments, it hasn't been as big of a deal since there's not really usually people that are the face of the tournament. But I can see where Maynard was obviously on a roll as far as the passion went at that tournament and putting forth a really good, exciting play-by-play. So in that instance, I don't think it obviously wasn't a bad decision.
All right, let me ask you: would you wish more tournaments would only have one locked-in caster for the finals instead of two?
I think having flexibility is really important, and I would agree. Yeah, you should always be ready to audible like a final type commentary, because you never know if someone's if the finals end up being like a TVT or something, or a ZVZ. If the finals are going to be a ZVZ and it's like, okay, Clarence and Apollo are a good combo, but you have like Rhett casting there or Moonglade, it's just like subbing one out for somebody that's obviously like an expert, and then it also comes down to like what you're looking for, because finals are generally more about the hype than they are analysis.
Yeah.
You don't watch a finals to learn about a matchup.
Well, maybe one day the old boys club is gonna die, but today's
Actually,
not that day.
I got a question for you, Nathaniel. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, because I don't think this is a big deal, but some people started pointing it out. I really liked how I don't think they babied it per se, but they did kind of go over explanatory with a lot of things for the finals, especially a little bit more towards the second day too. And I think a part of that for me made sense because they had hosted a lot of CS:GO viewers who might not normally be into StarCraft 2. But Apollo tends to do that as well. I think I noticed for other tournaments. What are your thoughts on that? Like taking that extra effort to over-explain some of the simpler things that a lot of us take for granted. Do you think that helps the overall like tournament, or do you think that's kind of a whatever, could do with or without it?
I think it all comes down to the audience you're going for. Apollo and I, like when we did the DreamHack finals, like in 2013, because it went out on the Swedish national television, we were asked not to use overly complex lingo and to try to explain calls or suggestions that we made about what would happen, because a very uneducated audience could be tuning in. So for IEM, with, as you said, that final hosting and the amount of viewers they had, I don't think it's a bad thing to do. Obviously, you don't want to go too far with it, because a lot of people that are tuning in are looking for a reason to get hooked, not trying to learn about the game. So you should, I still think, focus a bit more on entertaining commentary in that case. Probably more, because like it's someone that's tuning in for the first time may not understand the game, but they're not looking for a seminar to be what makes them want to follow StarCraft, right?
Well, my follow-up question to that.
Awesome.
My follow-up question to that then is, let's take Base Rate TV as the context for this example. We've got maybe 7,000 people or 5,000 people for whatever dumb tournament with a silly name that we're running. Do you think we should try that sometime, or do you think it's better that we just kind of keep it to the niche of people that are tuning in, assuming they know how to play already?
Educational content gets overwhelming at a point. Like entertainment, focusing on being entertaining or like welcoming to new people will always draw more new people than someone, like some people will always tune in, but people that are really interested in learning have very specific niches which get much less views to look into for that sort of stuff.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Nathanius, for dropping in. You've been doing a fantastic job with Fragbite. I'm sorry you had to witness the fire cake cancer today, and hopefully you can get back to America and we can have you on the show again soon.
All right, sounds good. Thanks for having me on, Desi.
Do you want to give a shout out to your Twitter and your stream?
Just check out on Team Liquid if you go to StarCraft tournaments. They're doing a 2v2 tournament with $5,000 prize pool. Qualifiers this weekend. Just check that out. That's all.
Kappa
That's all I
Star
ask.
League, right?
Kappa Star League, man.
You have to say the
We're
name,
going-
man.
Also,
We're going
Yeah,
big.
Ting.
also,
Sponsored
I
by
wanna,
Ting.
Are you
I
streaming
wanna
on Ting it?
no. Also, I wanna do a little shout out to Nathanius because he's actually one of the casters that do play the game despite NaNiwa's shot.
Excuse
So-
me, none.
Thank you
Nathanius.
for actually playing the game at a good level, Nathanius. Because there's a lot of casters that don't. So, yeah.
Thanks.
Bye.
All right, I'll see you guys later.
Alright,
Have a nice stream.
Yeah, take
Bye.
care, buddy. All right, guys.
I'm Christopher, doing everything to throw me under the bus.
I'm just saying, man. Like, if you're gonna pick a caster to like belittle for being bad at the game, you have a lot of options.
I'm
Nathanius-
literally